Wait for it. Shimmy, shimmy. I don't know why it does that every time I start the game, and I love it. Hi people of the internets, my name is Revile2NR and welcome back to City Skylines Sunset Harbor DLC, which we're actually going to do some Sunset Harbor DLC stuff in this episode. Can you believe it? This is what, episode 32? And we're finally getting around to it? We already did a little bit, right? It's fine, right? It'll be cool. But with this episode, we started off thinking that we were going to build a whole new area right here in the farming district in Shady Farms. Because once we fly over, you guys will be able to see it's not looking all too pleasant, right? It's supposed to be a nice little suburb with a main strip of a town right next to the farming industry, but it looks pretty sad. And that was what I set out to do this episode, was to make this look better and to expand it. But we just don't have that much demand for residential. But before we do any of that, somebody told me if you take a gravel road and you make it a bridge, it'll turn into a covered bridge. And I love covered bridges. Maybe I was lied to. It didn't do it. But wait, what if you force it and tell it has to be a bridge? It works! Look at that! A covered bridge! And that's my house back there, by the way. So this is my covered bridge. But it's not done yet. We need some pillars, right? Because if you put the bridge over there, look, it has these wonderful stone pillars. So we're just going to move it, grab those pillars, and put it on my fancy new bridge that I love so much. I really do love covered bridges. They look awesome. There's one at this park that I go to a lot. And it burnt down when I was a kid. So all that was left was the stone pillars. But then they eventually rebuilt it. And it looks so pretty. I love covered bridges. I looked up before why bridges are covered like that, because I was curious. And as it turns out, it's really just to protect the actual bridge itself from the elements, from like rain and stuff like that, just so that the bridge actually lasts longer. The more you know, right? So we do a little time lapse. We filled in this whole place because originally we tried to separate the houses by like a lot, you know, by a lot. That didn't make any sense. We tried to separate the houses and give them more space, but it ended up looking more barren and it just didn't look right. And I can't English this morning, so I'm gonna drink some more coffee and work on that, and I'll be back with you in like 2 seconds. Oh my god, I love coffee so much. Alright, good. Another problem we had, we were running out of water. So I put some water towers in our little water treatment area, and it looks really nice. I like it, but that's even not going to be enough, right? We're going to need more than that. And now look at this. This is my new favorite chill spot, right? Just come and relax. The city all off in the background. It's great. But what we're going to be doing mainly this episode, as I'm sure you could tell by the title, is putting in the shipyard, putting in some more fishing industry, making that money. Originally, I wanted to put the shipyard in the main harbor of the city where all the cruise ships and everything else go, but I was afraid that would cause far too much traffic because that's a very dense area where that dock is. So I figured right across the way, where we have our international airport that nobody seems to want to use, we should probably build all of our dock stuff over here. And that's what we do. And I like it. It looks pretty good. I like the way it turns out. But for right now, we're just going to key it off. And this thing takes 4 warehouses, I believe, which is a whole bunch. So we're going to have to plan some roads here, eventually figure out how we're going to get in and out of this area, and place these warehouses. We had to use the smaller ones because we're limited on space, but I still think it ends up looking pretty nice, right? And look at this, it's the perfect little area to fit another dock. So we're gonna go for some shellfish with this one. So we're gonna put in the shellfish specialized dock, hook it up with the road. That's nice. And just plan out the nice little area where they're gonna do some fishing. Ah, I love it. And there we are, just setting up the warehouses. I set them all to fill, right? So that they constantly have product, so that if the shipyard, that's what I was going for. If the shipyard needs stuff, the warehouses will have it. Is that right? Did I do that right? Is it supposed to be at full? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. It's fine. Alright, so for a way into this place, just gonna do a nice little exit ramp right at the very edge. And originally I put in a regular, no I don't. I go right to the highway, good. I changed it just to a 2-lane highway until it hooks up to there. I don't think we're really gonna have anything back in that area so much, so that's fine. And here we're gonna have just another bridge going over as another way in if you're coming up the highway from the city, so that you can get to the docks. But originally I forget, I put all these ways to get in to the place, but I kind of forgot to put ways out. And I only realized when the shipyard and stuff was, or no, the fish place was like, nowhere to sell fish. And I was like, how could you not have places to sell fish? It's because there's no way out of this place. There was only ways in. But it's fine. I fix it eventually, right? And we're just using Move It right now to get the proper height. I love Move It. Move It, I think, is my favorite. Because look, we could just take these pillars, copy and paste them in. Oh, look at that. Just to make it look nice and pretty. It's perfect. And then, using Move It again, make sure everything's at the proper height. And what the hell is this? What happened here? That's not good. And it looks like we fixed it, but when I go to use the traffic manager to try and tell people that they have to make a left if they're in that lane, it doesn't seem to recognize that there's actually an intersection there, so we just redo it, right? Might as well just re-put it in, get it going the right way, and there you go. Put in a nice beautiful curve. Ah, I love it. And with this, if you just push the node back a little bit, get a little bit nicer of a curve there, right? Doesn't look too shabby. God, I love the infrastructure in this game. Just watching the traffic. Ugh. But now, if we go to do this, bam, look at that. It works now. It knows that it's kind of an intersection. Good. And there's no point in having 2 lanes go up that way, so I just change it to 1. And make sure that there's nodes right there on the street, which there is, so that people can change lanes if they have to. And there we go. Looking pretty good. Everybody can get in, nobody can get out, and unfortunately it looks like that looks kind of terrifying. I don't like this view. But they're not getting enough fish, right? They're only what, 62% full? Hell no. That won't do. We gotta make this a lot bigger. Which is fine. Because it's nice to have boats just all over the damn place in their city, right? The only thing I don't like is look at all these cruise ships. If anybody knows how to tell them to just like chill out, please post in the comments below, because there's so many, it's ridiculous. But that should be fine now, right? We did a bigger route for some crayfish, or shellfish. Well, crayfish are shellfish, right? Sure. And now we're putting in a salmon dock fishing thing. And these guys, we're gonna send all the way up the river. Is this okay? Is this a bad idea? I don't know. But I think it's fine. I want to have boats. Oh, we can't go this way though. That's where the zoo is, so we're gonna have to just go further up the river. Which I think it'll look nice, right? Having all these boats going all the way up here. It's probably not very efficient, right? And look at this. This annoys the crap out of me. They want to touch so bad. I try and tell them to stop, but they just won't. Eventually we get it though. You just gotta be real careful, right? Because it just always wants to join in on itself. But there we go. We get the route going all the way up the river. I actually forgot to check on this to make sure that it was actually getting good amounts of fish. I'm sure it'll be fine though, right? We'll check in on it later. And now I finally realize that there's no way out, so I hook up a road so that they can actually sell all the fish, and people can leave work and go home, right? These are important things that now these people can do, because I was smart enough to put a way out. Look at that. Nice. And for here, we gotta start adding some detailing, right? And the first things first, parking lots. Everybody's favorite, my favorite, parking lots. I really do love the parking lots in this game. It's great. And it's time to play Guess Where This Dude's Flying. Right through the wall. Where's it going though? You gotta wait for him to emerge. Right there. Cool. You gotta love it, right? Gotta love the flying cars. It's so nice. Alright, so to add some more detailing, we're just gonna add some more trailers, as per usual. But it's like one of those things, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I love just adding just all these little trucks. Look at this guy, blocking all the spaces like an ass. It's so realistic, isn't it? Love it. And I really love the forklifts. I remember right after high school, I got a job at a warehouse as a forklift driver. With my best friend, too. Look, he's got his own little crate. Oh, I love it. Oh, man, that was good times, though. I remember me and my friend got push brooms, and we hopped on the forklifts and we jousted. It was really dangerous and dumb. Nobody got hurt, though. We broke the brooms, but it's fine. Don't joust on forklifts with brooms, right? It's just a bad idea someone can get hurt. Luckily, no one did in this instance. I love this. Look at that truck. It's the little things. I just think that looks so neat. So neat. There we go. We got this little shipping door right there that we could put a truck. And look at this really crappy van. This is Todd's van. He's been working here for like so long, but his van is all decrepit. What a piece of crap. Alright, now we're gonna put a fish factory in. Because the fishing places were complaining about something, I think. I don't quite remember, but it just seemed like a good idea to have a fish factory right next to where all the docks were, right? And that is right next to where the cargo airport is, that they can easily get to. So it should work out pretty well. Pretty well indeed. And then we're just gonna finish keying it off. And I kind of, we can't get rid of these bushes. They're a part of the fish factory. I try everything, they won't go away. But it created this little divot, which I actually ended up loving, because we're just gonna make it look like it was supposed to be there, right? We're gonna pave it all in, and just use some crates to hide these bushes. No one will ever know, okay? Don't tell anybody that there's bushes there. They just put in a whole bunch of boxes and crates. Gotta love it. It's the little things. Industrial areas have to be the easiest thing to decorate, right? Because you can, all I do is just look up, look in the industrial placeable things and just go nuts. Just pick things and just put them down and it looks fine. Because if you look at any industrial area, there's just shit everywhere. That's just what they do. People just put crap everywhere. Oh, look at this. Fucking trees. But then I got the idea. How would everything look if we just made it all concrete, right? As it turns out, it looks awesome. It looks so much better. Not here, though. We try it here and then, no. Just get rid of it. It didn't work out. But for the rest of it, it looks pretty good. All in concrete. And we're gonna add another wonderful, beautiful scene of wood storage, right? Something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna put a forklift in. He's doing work, and for some reason it's not very even right here. So I had a little bit of a hard time placing the trucks and the forklift and everything. But in the end, we got it looking halfway decent. It's not too bad. With all of these areas, I do want to do some detailing as I am right now, but I don't want to go too overboard, right? I have a pretty good PC, but this city is getting pretty big. So eventually we're going to get to like 2 frames per month territory, which I really don't want to get to. So I'm trying to avoid that by not going too nuts with putting objects in this world. But at the same time, it's kind of hard not to. Because look, you find a little trash can. I want to put a little trash can there. What the hell is this? That has to go. And then you have all this room. I mean, you kind of have to fill it with just a bunch of crap, right? And I love putting these little trucks together. I just think they look great. But look at this. Like this area, once you fill it all in with look at that. It looks like it was meant to be. I like it so much. It looks so much better. And I wasn't sure what to do with here, but why not? You know, it just got all overgrown. It looks fine. Ugh, so nice. And for here, we're just going to put some trees. Because we tried the concrete. It didn't work out. You know, we tried. Sometimes you fail. And then we're just going to give up and just put some trees there. It's fine. But this looks a little weird, so we're going to put a fence around it. Because, is it just me, or does that look awkward? Or it's just a parking lot with nothing kind of like signifying the area of where it is? I hope that made sense. I have to stop recording these so early in the morning. It's hard to think, right? Like, I'm drinking my coffee. I'm getting there. Just not 100% conscious right now. I do try though. But doesn't that look a lot better? You know, just put a little fence there. And obviously we had to put some graffiti, right? So I just put a little bit of graffiti there, because I was trying to look through all the industrial placeables, and I saw the graffiti, and why not, right? You know somebody's gonna put a little tag on there. And now, just as I stated before, we're just gonna go through all the industrial stuff and find things we like, and just put them down, like this generator to cover this bush. Perfect. No one will ever know. Yet again. And I like the little office. It's so nice. There's nowhere for this thing though. But, crane. Ooh, I like the little shed. The shed can stay. And this thing. Oh, wait a second. Seagull! You are now Frank. I hope to see you again someday. Bye, Frank! I love naming the seagulls in my world. I don't know why. We have to go on a seagull hunt. See if we can find some of the seagulls that I named previously. Do they stay forever if you name the seagulls in this game? Because I'm pretty sure I've come upon seagulls that I've named previously, but who knows? We're gonna have to look for them. I found these pipes, which I really liked, but for some reason I couldn't get them to actually connect. They were being all janky. So I moved them over to here to where it's a little bit flatter, and it worked out pretty well. I was thinking it's right next to the fish factory, so maybe this is the, like the fish byproduct, all the blood and all the nastiness, it just gets dumped back into the ocean. Why not, right? And I like the way those little bit of pipes make it look like it curves into the ground, just to kind of finish it off. It's really not bad. Just add some more pipes. And, of course, shipping container things, right? Trailers, that's what they're called. Why not? I love these things. And it looks so much better because they are everywhere in industrial areas, aren't they? And here we're just placing some more supplies, some more crates and everything. And then I got the idea, it's right next to these big tanks, right? Putting all these crates and boxes next to these tanks, that's dangerous, right? We gotta put little safety barriers. So we put these little safety barriers, and it just kind of looks like all of the workers are ignoring them. They're just putting the boxes wherever the hell they want. So realistic, right? Man, this city's coming together. So great. And we're just gonna put a little bit of distressing on the concrete, which you can kind of throw everywhere, except for right there. We have to delete that, it just didn't look right. So everywhere except for there. And we're also going to turn off parking on all these roads so that they actually use the parking lot. Because as it stands, where you only got this one person. It's the only person using the parking lot. And there you have it. We have a wonderful whole new dock area where we're building ships, we're catching crayfish or shellfish and salmon all the way up the river. But look at this. We got this nice little strip that goes all the way to the bus terminal and the ferry. We can't have a blank strip. What are we gonna do with this area? Let's just we're gonna put in just some regular industrial. What I really wanted was, for some of these industrial areas, you can turn them into specialized areas, so they'll be like forestry specific or oil industry specific, generic industry. Unfortunately, you can't do that with the fishing. There is no generic fishing industry buildings, I guess, which is kind of unfortunate. I was really hoping that I could do that and there would be like little fish factories, maybe like a fish sticks factory, I don't know, but you can't do that, so we just put in regular industrial and it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad, and at least it fills in that whole space. But the one thing I noticed, we have that exit ramp. We're gonna have to change that road or maybe add some kind of path. I really like this building though. It looks cool though, right? We're gonna have to do a little bit of detailing in this area because it is all a little bit bland. And look at this. Things are starting to take shape here. So next time we're gonna be able to work on this area and hopefully expand this area and make a nice little suburb. But that's where I'm gonna have to go ahead and end it today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did enjoy watching, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!